Hello and welcome to What's on the Tape, where I take 40-year-old tapes that originally worked on the ZX Spectrum and attempt to load them now and play all of the contents to make sure that we can see what was great back in the day or what was worth putting as other special tapes. Right, so these are those special tapes, those compilations we used to make. We've got quite a few actually this week. We've got some W.H. Smith ones, always good, and we've got Golden Apple there and Chequered Flag, always a classic Chequered Flag. I always like Chequered Flag. I don't know if I've got it handy. I always like Chequered Flag, and to be fair, it came with the 48K plus pack, so you didn't get the original Horizons one, which is that one. You got a few other games, including this and Survival. So there's the old Chequered Flag. I always liked Chequered Flag. I thought it was kind of clever because you had a different ways of steering in it. I always quite liked it. To be fair, when I found it in a bargain bin later, I was very chuffed to actually own that back in the day. It was one of those sort of superstores. But anyway, so we've got Golden Apple, which I don't know what that is, but I suspect it's a text adventure, but we've got Chequered Flag on here. We have Battle 1917. These, I think, and also War 70. I think these are CRL-style games, and I thought we'd give these ones a go. Also, a W.H. Smith's tape. Good old W.H. Smith's tape. Tell you what, keeping it cheap, weren't you, W.H. Smith's back in the day? There's no orange or brown on there. That's just black and white, isn't it? It's like, let's make them cheap. Well, to be fair, why not? It worked. And then this one, which is the more interesting, possibly of the two, it's the Empire Strikes Back, Strikes Back, and the Last Mission, which are all on a lovely yellow and red and orangey. Well, I don't even know what cover this is. Actually, it looks like somebody stole it from somewhere else. Oh, TDK. There we go. TDK at the top there. So we've got Last Mission, which is a shoot 'em up, and of course Empire Strikes Back. It might actually be the Empire Strikes Back as in Star Wars, but I don't know. No idea. Anyway, let's get one of this little lot into a tape drive. Okay, the tape's in the drive, so we'll go down to our favourite, which is Basic. Oh, it goes right past Basic. Go Basic and load it, or load speech marks. We'll do that, push the button. And we have first up, I've just made a mistake already. We have Golden Apple, which apparently is load code, so let's start that again. Let's do load, extended mode, code. There we go. On the I key, that is actually. You press the I key, and you get the whole thing. How are you all today? It's been a long week for me. Busy. But I took a day off yesterday, and it gave me a chance to catch up on a couple of videos. And I'm hoping to take a few days off next week to catch up on some good stuff. And I will finally do that pickups video. I literally have 4 boxes of stuffs. Spectrum stuffs as well to show you. I mean, there's just so much Spectrum stuff that I've got. It's just ridiculous. I got some Switch things recently as well. So I don't know how to do this really, but I'll work it out. What's this? Oh yeah, the Golden Apple. It's the Golden Apple. It's not just one gap apple. It's the. It's always better when it's the Golden Apple. There's a lot of games that start there. Adventure E, very important as well. We're on the E adventure. I've been posting this morning. If you've been on YouTube, you'll see that I've been posting in some pictures of. Well, I can only say it once. My Willy and Jet Set Willy, that is too. Classic game. Extra rooms, basically. I always thought that was kind of cool because the thing about Jet Set Willy 2 is when you start the game, you start in the lavatory, the same lavatory you started in Jet Set Willy 1. And then you walk into the next room, and it's totally new. Straight away, there's a new room, and I think, and then you walk to the next room after that, and it's back to the original mansion. It's like in space. Obviously, I mean, the whole front cover, if you haven't seen it, is a picture of Jet Set Willy sitting on the moon, I think sipping from a glass of something bubbly, with in his helmet, his green helmet, his visor, is a reflection of Maria with a rolling pin in her hand, ready to bestow
violence upon him. Retribution, punishment, maybe one of the two. I don't know. He wasn't wearing leather, so I don't think there was anything else happening. So anyway, but yeah. So there's honestly, it's a great cover. And to be fair, do you remember you remember the original system, which was that color code sheet that you had, where you had to sort of choose 4 colors to enter into it? Jet Set Willy 2 has like 5 pages of that. It's utterly ridiculous. I mean, I get this copy protection, and it's awesome. But you know that back in the day, we had time to write that whole thing out, or at least a few pages of it, just enough to get through. It's a bit like, I remember playing, I mean, I still play. Oh God, it's broken straight away. Arctic Software, The Adventure of the Apple thing. Let's go back and let's try it again. We'll try it again. New. But back in the day, I mean, I remember playing. I mean, to be fair, I like many others. I would have versions of that. We didn't have colour print photocopiers of things back in the day, but we would write down the numbers, which were representative of the colours that went into that. So I'm sorry, Matt Smith. I do apologise. We were very naughty teenagers, and yes, very naughty teenagers. We couldn't help ourselves. But anyway, I mean, we had versions that. Well, I don't know where I was going with this. I'm now completely confused. I can't do load code. I've got to do load code as well. Oh, confused myself here. But yes, that's what I was going to. So, you know, they've got 5 pages worth in Jet Set Willy too. I used to like a game called Championship Football Manager 93. I still like it because it's got full of stats. And it's not about the football necessarily, it's about the stats and playing with the stats, which is kind of cool. So I rather like that. And to be fair, you can find it, I think, on Abandonware if you have a little look for that. If you Google that, to be fair, that is a good place to be if you want PC and CGA graphics, EGA graphics, VGA graphics, those old school games, and then run them through something like DOSBox, and you can still play them, which is why I run Championship Manager 93 on a Linux computer, because of course I would. But the point is that you've got that you can still do it. But Championship Manager 93, get to the point now. I'll finally get there. We'll get there. But the point was, you only had to write out the codes from the pages, because it gave you a page number and it said what was the score on that page. In fact, it was even more simplistic than that. My friend worked out, because we both had the the PC version of it later, after playing it on the Commodore Amiga, that you only had to put in 3-1, and you got 4 attempts at this, and it was like, how many, 3-1, 3-1, 3-1, 3. Oh, you're in. That it was the codes were that common that you could just do that, but we just used to write down the whole thing on a single piece of paper. That was the kind of way we used to do it. By the way, I do own 3 copies of it now, because I'm a big fan of the whole thing, and I did actually buy it back in the day, so I was a good boy, really. I bought it back in the day, but only once it hit a bargain bin, and I bought it recently, and it's in one of the What's on the Tapes that you can look at, the vast quantity of them that are here. You can watch them in any order, but the original What's on the Tapes, there's one of them there where I showed it off at the beginning of it, when we used to do pickups in the beginning of the video, but it was confusing for people, or some people, or certainly if you're new to the channel, so you can feel free to do the old button pressing, and I won't put any things on the screen. Yeah, you can tell the deal with Disney and Warner Brothers and obviously Amazon is not going as well as we expected. The solicitors and lawyers have been in touch thus far. They find my content far too controversial for the. I'll tell you what's controversial, that bloody loading. But far too controversial for their channels. I'm going to have to find it on PlayZX. We're already on to PlayZX time. Right, let's have a look on PlayZX while we're doing it. Yeah, far too controversial for the old standard sort of the old channels as such. I mean, the old guard and things like that. You see, ITV's thinking is in early talks with Sky to be bought. Well, that's the end of that then, isn't it? Independent telly? I don't think so. completely ended by the Murdoch family. But yeah, they're in early talks to because it's become very difficult commercially. Yet they're going to keep some of the key IP, which I would have thought would have been the main reason why the Murdoch family would have been very interested in it in the first place. That includes their sort of their jungle-y program, and I think they actually own Ant and Dec. I think they sold to Satan to permanently have a job on the ITV. I say Ant and Dec, they're the boys from Biker Grove, if you remember. Golden Apple. No Golden Apple. Let's try again. We will get this working. Searchy, Golden Apple. Of course, there's no Golden Apple. What would it be? Adventure E? Adventure E? It could be Adventure E, wasn't it? Adventure E? Adventure. Hang on, we've got adventures. We've got adventures here. We've got 1, 2, 3. We've got there's one called Satan there. That's kind of cool. What's that? Satan's Adventure, 1985. DJ Mooney. I'm almost tempted to play Satan's Adventure. What is it? What's Satan's Adventure? What's that about? It's a 128k. It's a very large one. It's quite funny though if it's called Satan's Adventure. It's the joy of this. It's the joy of this whole thing. So hang on. Let's look into the. If you want to know about PlayZX, by the way, feel free to have a little look at the description below. That does explain where I get PlayZX from. Right, I'm into thus. No Golden Apple. That's a shame. That's really annoying, actually. I was hoping we'd find one we could get. That just isn't going. That isn't going to load that one. Adventure. That's really annoying. We need something to play though. Can I see it? Hang on a minute. You just stay there. I'm not sure whether or not I've not got this one. Hang on a second. You stay there. Wait 1 second. I'm just looking on the shelf. I'm just looking on the shelf. You just stay there. I'm looking for apples. I can't see an apple. What have I got? What? I don't know what I've got. Hang on. I might have something. Apple. Hang on. Hang on. You stay there. Sit. Stay. I think I've got something appley that might suffice. Actually, to be fair, it might be on here. Let's do it on PlayZX instead of grab it down. Only because it's mental, and we haven't seen it for ages. There we go. That's perfect. Let's do this one. So let's do this one. I'm going to surprise you with this one. I don't think it needs load code though, but we'll see. Nope, it doesn't. Old Apple Jam. It won't work, of course, because it won't load. Will it? Load code? Break. Load it code. Right. Apple Jam, right? This is these. You know when I talk about experimental games, this is one of those experimental games. And this is so what's on the tape. We just don't even find it, but we've got something with Apple related in it. I think it just ran out of tape. You know, I'm looking at the tape, and it doesn't look like there's anything. Nothing along the bottom of the whole thing. Yeah, so anyway, ITV's been but they're suggesting they're going to be bought by Sky. I'm getting a little bored of these big corporations, you know, and people just selling out. I get it, but the more it becomes corporate sort of heaven, the more it becomes hell for those who work for them. You know, it's all about the bottom line, them all being rich at the top and us all being poor at the bottom, and that's unfortunately the nature of the beast with these things. So I'd like to see more holdouts from this kind of thing, and I know that's kind of hard to do when they try and price you out of the market and destroy you. But again, it's that old scenario, isn't it? If you can afford to do it, buy local or buy you know, from your local sort of farm shop or whatever else it is, if you can afford to. I mean, I'm not stupid enough to know that the pricing out is a thing, but there's got to be an opportunity to support the people that do that. I mean, I'm as guilty as anybody. I happily use platforms like Amazon to purchase things, but I try as often as I can to diversify away from them, because I mean, if it's only cost between pennies, I'd rather give it to somebody smaller than give it to a gigantic corporation like, you know, Amazon, who really don't deserve the money. They're not nice peoples. Anyway, right, Apple Jam. This is, and I might have to find the actual tape in a second, but where are we? I'm just going to see if I can see it. Hang on 1 second. You just stay there again. I can't see it. Oh, that's so annoying. I can't see it. This is about, but basically, this is a mad game about making things fat. Yes, 5 and 8 is left and right. Ridiculous keys, very difficult to use. And then see this page again. So this is about making. I think you're the rat. Oh, you have to avoid the rats. That's right. So the rat at the bottom gets really fat, and you've got to collect the apples. Don't know why there's a sauna. Oh, it's resting. I'm resting in the sauna for too long. Oh, the rats have got the. No, don't give them the apples. The rat's got me. I've been eaten by. Do you see what I mean? Proper experimental, these things. Gotta love a bit of apple jam. Come on, Apple Jam. Yeah. Crazy game. I've been. Yeah. So I am waiting with my mouth open for an apple, and so we've got to eat these. Drippy, drippy, drippy. Yum. It's getting my points, you see. And I've got to go over here. I get fatter, and you got to go in the sauna to get smaller, I believe. No, don't let the rat get this. I'm too fat. I've got to go in the sauna and lose some weight. This is honestly, what a mad game. Hang on, what's this for? Oh, that's how you avoid the rat. You go in the lift. So basically, we've got to eat more food than the rats. I think. I don't know. It doesn't make any sense. It's a game. It's pure sort of experimental madness. Yeah, right, okay, let's go again. Let's see if we can get some jam in our fella. And he'll get fatter when he eats the jam. There we go. There, sauned up. Quick. There's some jam in us. Oh, the rat's got that. And get some jam in us. The rat's got that. Uh-oh. We avoided the rat. We've gone in the sauna. The rat doesn't get you in the sauna. It's going past. Oh, rat's got me. We've been ratted. Oh, it's so stupid. It's so stupid. It's brilliant. It's brilliant. I like it. See, you can see why, you know, there's such trouble and strife with the old Amazon contract. You know, this kind of content is just far too exciting for modern day audiences. The Zoomers of today are struggling with the madness of Apple Jam. I mean, seriously, they probably have to deal with things like Battlefield and stuff like that. I mean, that would be, you know, that's what they're dealing with. Apparently, all the Battlefield players have gone. By the way, you know I love a little bit of AAA. I've got the lift, got away. Oh my god, it's going madness. Rats are trying to get there. No more rats. Why's the rat bait there? How do I get the rat bait? I want to get the rat bait. No rats. Get off me. It's all about getting fatter. And I'm getting fatter by eating. Every time I go and lift, though, I get smaller. Oh, God, more rats. I got 9 points here. Got 10 points. The lift won't be able to lift off shortly. Oh, rat's got me. Too much. Fed the rat too much. Far too much. I'm not even sure how the score works on this, by the way. It just seems to keep playing. Endless. You press I, you go back to the instructions, apparently. Endless. Weird. The rat does get bigger, by the way. He gets fatter as he eats stuff. So we got a fat rat that comes after you. It's crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy. I mean, there's to say this kind of content's far too radical for the execs at all these companies. We'll just have to go somewhere else, won't we? Oh. Not rewound. Let's rewind it a bit more. Rewind the old tapage. That was a good start, though. Bit of apple jam. I bet you didn't expect that when you started this whole thing. We've got. I love the fact that when people write on them things like load flag. It's great. I like that because you could do load flag with lowercase, or you could do load. Is that not rewound yet? It's taken about 4 years to rewind. It's only a C15 tape. 7.5 minutes each side, and it takes that long. That's what the 15 stood for. It's a really, really good. Anyway, so you could type anything with this one, though. It was load flag with lowercase, or it was load flag with capitals, and it didn't really matter. So they always taught you to like load the program. But if you did load dit as we do, it basically loads the first thing it comes across, which is kind of the cheat. So it's load flag now. So you could type in case you typed it in both ways. It's exciting, isn't it? This is a good game. This one, I really like this one. I mean, I showed you the case for it. I mean, it's surprisingly good. I mean, do you remember the cars were called? The things like the McFaster Special and all that kind of stuff. It was like an automatic one, wasn't there? That was the one we all ended up driving, by the way, because I don't think anybody could do the gears unless they were special, extra abilities. And that little cover on the front of it. I mean, that was that Formula 1 back in the day? Probably was. Silver tapes in them. Oh, I saw somebody flexing with their. There we go. There's a modern terminology. Sorry, showing off their games the other day. Their what was it? Accelerator, brake is O and I. O is accelerator. Keys are AS. Yeah, that's the ones. And I is brake. Yep, I've got that. There's gear changes N and M. We're not doing that. And it's ASDM, which is turning slower and faster. We can do this. We can do this. I was rubbish at this, by the way. I mean, it's literally a time trial. That's all it is. But there's nothing wrong with a bit of time trial. We can always go for that. I don't know about you, but I've probably got about 15 copies of the Chequered Flag. When I first restarted collecting Spectrum games, I would buy bundles from eBay because I knew no better at the time. And I'd go on eBay and buy these bundles, and every bundle had Chequered Flag in it, so I ended up with loads of them. And the one thing I remember very well what one of my collecting friends, who I've known for many, many years now, said to me, and it was kind of it's poignant and it sticks in my mind, and this is what concerns me about the whole thing. It's like they're never going to make it again. So they're not going to make Chequered Flag again and tape and whatever else it is, and that's probably the case. So you know, you're sitting with these hundreds of them, you know, or 10 copies of them, and you're saying to yourself, well, what do I do with these? I don't need 10 copies. I need like one, the nicest one from my collection, or two if I'm feeling sort of slightly greedy, like I do. I've got a couple of copies of Jetpack and a couple of copies of Attic Attack. But the point is, what do you do with these things? You know, and you can obviously put them out to the community, but I've noticed a real slowdown in the community buying them recently. I mean, you can put them on eBay, but people put silly prices on them. Those that aren't silly prices, they're not. Nobody's buying Chequered Flag. You won't. I'm now half tempted to know whether or not somebody's playing. There will be, but it'll be somebody who doesn't know, and they'll be selling it for like £10. And if you're just recollecting again, you might actually buy that, but most people won't be caught out by the fact that, you know, it's no longer sort of, there's probably a million copies of Chequered Flag out there, and that's a really big number that I put on that. But if you think about it, it was given away with the ZX Spectrum Plus, which is the 48K one. And that 48K one came with this bundle of about 5 games. I can't remember all the things in it. I think Survival was in there, Chequered Flag was in there. I think you got VU Calc, which is basically a spreadsheet. I think you got a few things like that in there. You got this little productive bundle, kind of probably encouraged along by the fact that Amstrad gave away a bundle of 10 games with their Amstrad CPC 464s. They gave them away 10 of those with them. So I think there was a little bit of that going on. They changed the keyboard, of course. The rubber keys went, and it became that more plasticated key, which is sort of followed through design-wise right up to the ZX Spectrum, to the ZX Spectrum Next. So it's there. A lot of people very excited for the phase 3 of it. I mean, to be fair, it's been taking some time for these things to get out. I guess it's nice that it's an FPGA system, but that it's still not a chip in itself. It's not a URA chip of sorts. But anyway, it's aside. I've got one. I've got one, but I still don't really know entirely what I want to do with it. It's a beautiful piece of kit. It's beautifully designed. It looks lovely. It works well. Still don't know what to do with it. Anyway, that loaded. That was good. We got the whole thing. I don't know what I was getting to with the whole thing there. Collections, yes, and I'm seriously drink more coffee. We need to drink more coffee. We're gonna have the coffee in a second. Let's have some coffee now. In fact, while we're thinking about this, so yeah, nobody's making them anymore. That's the big point. We're in an age where you've got very few people out there. I'm going to mention Chronosoft. They still make them. I don't know if Bum Fun still does them. That's yes, and that really is the name of the place you get them. Bum Fun. No, it's not your normal search history. But the point is that those are the sort of I guess the bastions of still doing physical games. There are a few others as well out there, and if you're one of those and you've seen this channel, please shout and say what you think in the whole thing. Right, let's choose one to choose. Let's choose a track. I'm going to choose Silverstone because it's iconic. Could do Brands Hatch. It's also iconic. Number of laps. Let's do 2. Let's do right. So this one's automatic. These ones are manual. So there's the Ferranti Turbo. So that's the chip, by the way, the ULA chip. That's your Ferranti Turbo, or Ferranti is the name on it. Scion Pegasus and the McFaster Special. So back in the day before we knew that whatever it was, Boatface type thing. That's McFaster face. Right. So we've got the first corner coming up. I'll slow down for that. I'm not a very good driver. Graphics are great, though. Don't slide off the road. Water, you got to avoid the water. Graphics are good. There's the good sense of speed when there's things on the screen. There's a good sense of speed. Swerve off too much, you crash into it. I'm rubbish at this, by the way. I'm the person who plays rally games. I played them with a colleague, and he had the full steering wheel and the whole thing. I actually have one of those myself, but I've never really found much use for it. I'm pretty bad with it. Full steering wheel, and we played the whole the game on the steering wheel, which with feedback and all this kind of stuff. That's broken glass, by the way. Because, of course, that would normally happen on all Formula 1 tracks. Anyway, but we played with the steering wheel, and I drove so slowly. This is why I quite like Euro Truck Simulator and American Truck Simulator. I prefer the slowness of delivering something and following the road rules than I do speeding around at full speed. Not to say I don't enjoy a bit of speed. I've been treated to a few things. Once upon a time, I worked with a. I've got a really weird history, by the way, with things. I worked with a lot. I've worked with Formula 1 in my life. Not in the sense of driving cars, obviously, but I've worked with Formula 1, and I've also worked with rally and motorcycles, so super bikes. I've worked with these people with their sort of computer requirements. And I was at one particular place, and it's quite local to me still. And I was at one particular place, and the chap said that he was wanting to check a timing system. So they basically wanted to time how fast the rally cars were going around their small track, their test track. And he was very keen to put me into a very fast. And if I say the brand, you'll probably know the person who makes them. But very fast Ford. Focus, an extremely fast Ford Focus, sort of world rally type champions Ford Focus, and be taken round the track. And I declined politely and said that I may vomit. Because the truth is, I would have done. I would have absolutely. The wheel burst, by the way, now because the car's wobbling. See, I've burst the wheel. It's wobbling from side to side. Yeah, I kind of declined. I really don't need to be sick at high speed. It's fun as it might be. That's not a thing for me. Being ill at speed. Probably missed out there on a whole kind of thing, but I did get to see the cars, so it was quite fun that way. But honestly, I wasn't overly fussed about seeing cars either. I'm not very good this kind of way. I remember back in back in 2015. There's this. Do you remember I mentioned about the ITV there and the Ant and Decky thing? You know, as I say, I think that they're actually owned by ITV. They're not real. The robots. They bring them out only at certain times of the year. And the Biker Grove boys. Yeah. So they do this thing where they go to Australia and torture celebrities for public entertainment, which actually sounds like a great idea to me. And now look, we've actually finished a track that's probably never ever happened before on what's on the tape. Absolutely never at all. No. Back in 2014 I was asked to I used to work for a company that doesn't exist unfortunately now, but a company that used to work with many celebrities, you know, and there's just minor ones, you know, some B grade ones and whatever else it is, and a lot of motorsport. This is why the rally thing came around, and I used to work with these people. And as I say, I'm not very good with this kind of stuff. I mean, I've actually asked MDs of companies who I should know who they are. You know, I'm really, really bad at sort of looking at knowing who these people are. But I got sent down the country to visit a guy who just got out of well, he'd been out for a little while. He'd been in the jungle thing. And it turns out that this person, and I'm not really know much about this, and he probably doesn't remember it at all. And to be fair, I only remember it because somebody said, like, this is who you're going to see, and I'm like, oh, right. So I went down the road, and it was, I think he'd won it as well, hadn't he? A gentleman called Carl Fogarty, a superbike champion, I believe, a couple of times. Anyway, I got sent to see him to set up his new iPhone, because obviously celebrities don't do iPhones or transferring data between them. So you require somebody to go down. So I sat in his kitchen and drank coffee and chatted to him, and while I set up his phone, we had a little chat, and he ate chicken soup, and his missus made me cuppas and stuff like that, and it was very polite. And his publicist ferried people in and out of his little museum that he has for his motorcycles, and then I left, and when I got back to the office, they said, "Oh, did you get some selfies with him?" I'm like, "No, is that bloody work?" I mean, I don't really understand the concept. But why? I'm sure he wouldn't have said no, but at the same time, I was there to do a job. I wasn't that fussed. I don't think I'd ever do that realistically. They're just people at the end of the day. I guess they don't mind the adulation if they're in the right place, but I'm sitting in his home, for God's sake, you know, sitting in his kitchen while he was having some chicken soup, and you know, his kids were coming in after being on Good Morning Britain or whatever they were on. Yeah, just like that. But yeah, a bit of my life has been a bit like that, and I think I've got a real level of confusion I have in my head about this thing. I just like people, and I don't mind whether you're you know, celebrity or not. It's I don't even know how we got there, but we got there. I think it was ITV again. We were back onto the ITV thing, weren't we? We were on the sale of IT. Oh, there we go. Battle. This tape's terrible, by the way. I've swapped to another tape deck at this point. Battle 1917. I'm pretty sure this is CRL. This will be a text-based sort of interface. It'll be either they're quite good. Some of these. There's things like Dallas and Cornfield and Simulator and things like that. They're actually quite good. Dictator's one of my favourite, where you're a fascist dictator and you have to kind of manage the troops, the rebels and your villagers. You know, it's sort of like Tropico before Tropico became a thing. Stop tape now. Do you want instructions? Yes, I do. 1983. Yes, I do want instructions. Here are your armies. Right? How far, how value? Infantry. Up to 5 spaces. Do 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 do. How far? They can move 5 spaces and they've got a value of 1. Yeah, cool. They don't do water and they don't do trees and swamps. So they can't cross. That's cavalry. Oh, right, okay. 1917. Right, okay. Ah, World War 1 this. So tanks, cavalry can do that. Oh, poor horses. Do you remember the horses? Oh, they flatten the wire. This is kind of cool, actually, as an interactive. This is kind of cool. They got a value of 3. They can travel 3, but they can actually got a value of 3. They artillery. Moving up to 2 spaces. Extra fighting range of 0. Cannot cross water, but fire at other pieces. Right, cool. And they help stop tanks. King. Moving up 2 spaces. Why would you have a king in 1917? I suppose you did, but why would you have it on here? You must kill the enemy king to win the game. That is cool. Boom. Landmines usually clear them, but yeah, they explode. Okay, that's kind of cool. I like that. So that's a good sort of selection of what you're doing. I'm not sure about the music requirement, but I appreciate the effort. And like that. Do you want instructions? No. Start the tape. Okay, here we go. I've definitely got this one. They had a... play. Wrong one. Rewind. I definitely had this one. This is kind of the thing about that they have a really cool. I actually love the style of these particular games. These ones. They're mostly apart from Dictator. They've just got black covers with a really 70s style art involved in it. So they're very serious, but at the same time brightly coloured in most cases. So they're very sort of serious, and the lettering will be in white on the black and quite sort of bold face, and then you'd have this little square of some kind of art that's representative of this. In this case, probably horses charging through a battlefield or something similar. I'm not sure which one this one is, but it's very much that. It's very, this is a strategy game. You're getting a serious piece of, of work. That's what you're getting from this. And I honestly, they are good. They're one of the ones that I really like. When I see them, I try and pick them up. I think there's I think there's Dallas, there's Dictator, there's quite a few others that are coming that are out there. You'll know them if you see them. Especially 1917. That's one like that. Yeah, there you go. CRL or CSS. Oh, I'm looking up at above my collection. I'm wondering if I can see one. Don't know if I've got one. Don't know what it stands for. Sorry, it's not CRL. It's CRL, which is Computer Rentals Limited. This is Cases Computer Simulations. These are really cool, actually. There's quite a lot of them. Right, pressing the key, continue. I will. Wait, game running. Right, so this is our battlefield, obviously. I wonder if it's randomised. Oh, right, here's barbed wire going in as well, the mines. Push the direction you want them to go. Ooh. It's dumped right in the middle of the screen there. I have no idea if there's still water there or not. Or 0 not to move. It's not a very useful position, this. I'll press 4, but I don't know if that's going to work. How far? 1? Can these guys can't go through 5 downwards. 2. Sort of like chess, realistically. Direction to go. I want to go 5. No, I want to go. Yeah, I want to go 5. 1 to 6. I want to go 1, 2, 3, 4. 4. I want to go a bit further than that. Direction. Can we go 5 and let's go whole 6? No, it can't go through. They can't go through trees. The trees are going to be a big issue here. Let's do 5 and 3. Let's do 4, 3. Zero. Fire direction. Let's do 5. Range. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 is where I want to be. 5. Try to blow the trees up. 0. Right, there we're going to move now. They got a better. They got a better deal of it. To be honest with you, absolutely better deal. Yeah, they got a better deal with the directions they were going. Oh, it's me versus them. Ah, hang on, I'm playing against myself. Let that changes something. Let's go direction 2. Didn't realise it was that. So let's see if we can get a bit of combat going on just for fun. Yep. Direction. Let's see if we can blow ourselves up. Let's go direction 8. Let's go 5. Boom. There we go. That's quite cool. Right, direction. I kind of like that though. But it's chess against yourself, unfortunately. 6. The horse rode over the mines. That's interesting to know. Direction 1. 6. I can't go through that. I was hoping to go through that. Direction 2. 3. I'm going to smash way through this time round. Direction 1. 3. They just crush that down so you can smash through there. Stay there. 0. 0. 0. Right, okay, so based on that, I should do 6, how far? 3. And then, which one's this one? Oh, they can't go through that way. They are totally trapped. I'm just going to 0 on them. I'm going to go direction 4. And I'm going to go 6. Oh, they cleared the mines. Oh, the horses can clear the mines. Direction 4. 6. Yeah, I'll go round. Direction 4. 3. 5. 3. No, they're stuck. They can't go through that. That's really annoying. I like it though. I mean, if you're playing this with a mate, you'd be both properly into this, I think. Properly into the sort of attacking each other. I'm going to go direction 1. I'm going to go 6, which will take them right up to the water. How far? 5, sorry. There we go. We can actually get them to fight in a second. We'll do that in a second. Direction to go. I want them to go 8, 5. I want them to go 8, 6. Can you do that? That's sort of there. Can you go direction 2, 6? Yeah, it's sort of a variation on chess, realistically. We might be able to get these to fight, though. Nil. 1. 3. They're smashing down the trees, you see, that's useful. 0, 0, 0. Direction. I want you to go direction 5. 5. Direction... Oh, rubbish, this. I'm just going to say 0 on you. I'm going to make you go 3, 6. Boom! Hit him! Direction 5. I like the fact that they kind of don't follow suit with him going. He's kind of should follow down, but he doesn't. I want them to go direction... See, that you've got to make him pull them all out before you can go down on it. So 4, 3... Yeah, it's sort of trapped there. The sort of lead one isn't able to get out. I kind of like that, though. Right, he can attack that one now. So if we go 2, 3, attacking them. Yeah, so they're gonna. Yeah, it's pretty good. Break. Yeah, the good old normal program. Mark Lucas. I like that one. I like that. That could be fun with friends. That definitely could. Right, we've got the tape finally stopped because I was naughty there. Let it run, and we've got War 70. It's the same thing. CS War Games. Kind of cool. Right, let's press the play button. Let's press the play button here, and let's hope, fingers crossed, it works. We'll see. And then we've got 2 more after that, just to keep you happy, because I know how unhappy you can get sometimes. But we've got 2 more. We've got the Empire Strikes Back, which of course is one of the greatest. That's it, isn't it? If you've got to order Star Wars, and I know that there's you've got to be a fan of Star Wars, but if you've got to order Star Wars, number 1 is Empire Strikes Back, isn't it? It has to be your number 1. I mean, I'm surprised if it isn't your number 1. Probably for me, and this could be controversial. But I'll say it anyway. It'll be quite controversial here. I think Rogue One is second on this list. I know. That's hard to say, especially with the New Hope. But I think it's number 1 on the list. I think it really is. I think there's a number 1 there. Is definitely that one. Now you think about it for a second. There's actually a loading screen for this one. M. Wheeler. It's not the Lucas again though. This time round, it's Mr. Wheeler. Anyway, yeah, I kind of feel that is the where they lie. I suspect New Hope is third. Yeah, definitely New Hope third. Probably Return of the Jedi. Then you're into the prequels. That's difficult to go with. I think you probably got Revenge of the Sith, the Attack of the Clones, which is only supplemented by the Clone War things, and then the one with baby Anakin in. The Phantom Menace. Oh, what a crap title that is. It traumatized me, that did. I mean, honestly, I was when they said they were going to do Star Wars again, I was like, yeah, it's okay. I'm excited. As a Star Wars fan, I'm excited, but it's got Liam Neeson in it. I'm not a big fan of Liam Neeson. He's not my favourite. Yeah. And then the new ones, of course, which don't even, apart from Rogue One, they don't even feature. They upset me. They upset me. I'm told that they've now fired the writer Got rid of Daisy Ridley as Ray. She's out of the movie as well. They're on to the third set of scripts. They can't make another one. This is for the prequel. This is for the sequel of the whole of Star Wars. Yeah. I'm gonna have to have some coffee. Need something stronger in here. Crack open a single malt. Please stop it. Please stop it. However, saying that though, you know, I've been watching the. I never saw it before. I never saw it was on Paramount, and so Paramount Plus. So they put Halo onto the Netflix streaming service, and I'd not seen it, and I've started watching it. I quite like it. However, I think that if you're a Halo fan, as in the games and that universe, you're probably a tad annoyed because, quite honestly, I don't think that follows the Spartan history and all the other bits and pieces. I can imagine you're quite unhappy with the whole thing. Me, on the other hand, watched it and went, you know what? I like the fact that the UNNC is evil. That's the good guys, supposedly, with the Spartans. I like the fact that the Covenant are also evil. In fact, I like the fact that everybody's evil in it. And it I kind of like that. I find it really weird, but at the same time, I kind of like that. So I've rather enjoyed it. I'm quite a good number of episodes through, and I'm enjoying it. It is just as a sci-fi thing that happens to have Master Chief in it, and this is not me loving Microsoft, by the way, because they're just up to no good. Their advertising, because of the fact that Game Pass people are just leaving, is just unreal. It's everywhere. Advertising everywhere, and my favourite is that is the fact that people are just going, we don't like it, no like it, you take it, and then now they're going, oh well, look what we've got on the Game Pass. The specials are available for you guys. We've cooked up the best on the cheapest tier. Oh yes, we have. We've given the crap basically. They've done nothing nice. Let's rewind this. I don't know if we'll get. Do you know? So I'm not even going to try. I'm going to get PlayZX on the case. We'll do it that way. But yeah, they've cooked up the best, and they're just giving you what doesn't sell anywhere else at this point. Honestly, desperation. It's all right. There's more Warzone on there. Don't you worry. Call of Duty. They've all moved to. Do you know what's worse? This is the bit that I love most about this. Almost, so I could have told you so. I mean, I know about Battlefield is that they did what they do now, which is they don't put in all of the transactional stuff they plan to put in early on. So what they do is they wait. They wait until you bought the game, and then maybe a month later, after all of the reviews are in, and it's fantastic, and they haven't done this, and they haven't made you pay for the wheels on your cars and your vehicles. Then they put it in so that the reviews look good. It's a cheat. They started doing it after they realised that if you put it in early, the reviewers tell everybody that these are this horrible microtransaction DLC are there. My favourite thing at the moment is if you want more vehicles in the game, they're gonna sell you DLC. You want wheels on your car? Pay extra for those per game. No, it's not quite that bad, but they're charging for the vehicle. You can't make it up. Oh yeah. Oh, you do not disappoint. You do not disappoint. But to be fair, it's backed by some Trump, so it's bound to be monetize everything. Honestly, you want to play, you want a gamer tag, you want to be yes, perfect. The future is here. Monetize everything. Forget AAA. Find other things and buy those instead. Anything that isn't those ones. They're all on the list. Microsoft, Activision. EA, don't buy them. Just don't buy their games. There are plenty of other indie developers out there, or smaller development houses, the B-grade ones, who are absolutely smashing it out, trying to maintain a company, small company. Back to this buying local, by the way. But, try to maintain a company while providing excellent software. SCF Software, the people who did the Euro Truck, they're one of those companies that does an excellent job of maintaining jobs for people, and while providing a great wealth for the community of the people who drive the truck game. Why not? Just yeah. And of course, apparently AAA are now whining and crying, and this is my favourite bit as well. Can't beat this, right? Okay, so there's a monopoly on the old. We know there's a monopoly on by Steam as one of the biggest digital sales sort of areas. You can go GOG, suggest that one as well. And I always go to Epic if I want free games, because I never actually pay for anything on Epic. I've got 270 odd games, and I've never paid for a single one. That's the Epic way. Anyway, but the AAA is now complaining that Steam has adjusted its algorithm, which it does, algorithm to provide its users, its community, games that match, that very similar to what they like. So put them in their own bubble. The problem with that, of course, is people like me have a bubble of indie developers, and I'm not getting hit with please buy Battlefield from EA and line the pockets of big executives who don't give a stuff about their staff or the product they're producing. Yes, please line their products, but that's not the case. This is going to be, this is the new norm is ahead. You'll still see these things occasionally, but it'll be more targeted towards what you want, and you can change those targets as well by looking at other things. I'm happy enough with that, to be honest with you, because to be fair, I sit in my little niche, and if you looked at some of my indie games that I sort of play and sort of I guess semi-review, they're mostly indie titles. These things cost a couple of pounds most of the time, it's up to £5, and you know what? You get so much more value. I'm winding up a colleague at the moment who bought Battlefield, and I said, he's still playing it, and it's been out about 10, maybe a couple of weeks. I said, he's still playing it, and the answer is no. Already given up on it, but spent £70 on buying it in the first place, and feels totally robbed by the scenario that you're going to have to buy all these extra things as it goes along. Feels robbed by the whole scenario, and I get it, and for the 70 quid, I could probably have 15, 20 games, or buy a Star Wars figure, or buy a Hot Wheels car, or buy a Spectrum game, the physically tangible that I can keep. Yeah, the digital wasteland is here, peoples. We are here. We are in a black age of digital. It can't be worse than it is right now in sense of things. But start buying physical. Get an Evercade if you not got one. Buy physical and join the amazing revolution of actually owning what you buy. Anyway, let's have a little look at this when I stop preaching to you about what we need to do. Name Blues country. Ooh, a blue country. I'm trying to think of somebody with a blue flag. Well, French. France. Reds country. China. There we go. I have China. There we go. Capture enemies' capitals, destruction of enemy armies, ensure victory. I like it. I'm going to ensure victory. I think it's doing something, by the way, now processing. All right. It looks a bit like Risk. I guess those are my towns. Save game, continue. Status and group A. Type army number. 6. 100 and something odd men. Right, 167 men. Oh, that's cool. Change group. X. A. Army 2, please. 167 men. All right, okay. Well, I'm getting the sense that there's 167 men in each of these armies. Let's have a look at Army 9. 167 men. What a surprise. I wasn't expecting that at all. What do I do to change group? No, just a new number. Alright, just number 9 on it. 2. Right, exit. Continue. So there's obviously a phase for each of these. All right, okay. Enter group to move. I am going to move group 6. I'm going to move that west. Why would west be at the end there? Now we've got group 5. Move group. Can I move 5 again? West. Oh, transfers 1. I don't understand that. 2 armies? There must be 9 armies on that. This is weird. Right, okay. Can I just attack that city then? You see that? If I do number 9 and I do west, can I just attack their city there? No, it goes to the junction. Right, it goes to the crossroads of each. Each one's 167 men. That's a lot of army. If I push 9 and then do west again, I am 1 step away from his army there. Let's do the group status for number 9. That's weird. Okay. Oh, sorry. I'm now the Reds. Hang on. Oh, so it's a 2-player game again. So I would be number 9, and I want to go east. I should go north, shouldn't I? Oh, right. Stops on that road. Do 9, and I'll go east. Enemy sighted. We're attacking. There we go. Do we have to do the fight itself now? It looks like we might have to do the fight itself. That's pretty cool. It's a grid referencing system. Okay. And there's our... Oh, we've got guns, we've got swords, we've got dogs. What have I got to do here? I can move to some certain place. 17 line of infantry officers, 48 other... What am I doing here? So there's buttons on the bottom. What's S? What's R? I can try... I'm pushing buttons here, but nothing's happening. M. Destination coordinates. 1. Oh no. R. Want to stay where I am, so K. And I can move to 2. I got drowned, I think, in the water. I couldn't move that far anyway. What was that about? There's buttons at the bottom. I don't know what they are, though. F. Fire here. Yes. I'm firing at something, but I don't know what I'm hitting. Okay, fair enough. That's yeah, it's okay, isn't it? It's interesting enough. It's different. We've not played that one before. We probably need a bit more instruction because I need to know what those controls are. So that's not going to work very well without that. Let's move on then. Let's move on to some shooting. Let's do some shooty. We've not done some shooty for a while. This is the one that came in the TDK packet. Let's do that a little bit back. What I did forget to tell you as well is I've had another box delivered of what's on the tape. So I was a little concerned the other day that we only had around about 28 years of what's on the tape to go. But I'm now confident that we've probably added at least another 6 months to that, maybe a year. So we're at about 29 years, I think, at a fair estimate of the whole thing. So don't you worry. 29 years. We're getting closer to holding that all off. You know, as a sort of a length. We'll hold off the number of stave off your requirements for it. Keep them. You know, slightly. Yes. Just words. The words are just coming out of my mouth now. They don't really mean anything. I'm still hopeful that the sponsorship with the with Dow Egberts happens. I'm really into coffee. I love it. I hope you've got a beverage too. I'll help you have a beverage. I'll tell you what. If you want for entertainment, I'm quite interested to see this. Do you think my Star Wars sort of level of Star Wars sort of grouping there works for the only 6 movies that really count? It's not to say, by the way, that I'm not. I try and avoid all of these sort of things, but I do. I was brought up with Star Wars. I wish Lucas hadn't sold it to Disney. I really do. I wish he'd sort of found a way to keep it independent, but I suppose if somebody offered me $4 billion for what's on the tape, and somebody was going to run it, who was going to put a zoomer in control, I'd probably say no, absolutely not. It's never going to happen. Because to be fair, if they offered him $4 billion for it, then it was worth $4 billion. I mean, surely he must have had somebody he trusted to have it to migrate to. That's the thing. Who's he going to go to? Got to go to somebody. You've got to have somebody you're going to, as a sort of backup plan for moving away. If you're going to retire ultimately. That, by the way, that's an awesome spaceship. I'm just going to say how awesome that is. A loading screen. Look at that. It's so cool. You got the weapons on the wings. Obviously, the some kind of energy weapons on the sides, missiles, little red tips on everything, and the booster coming through and the shield round it. That's blooming awesome. It looks great. I'm sure this is an arcade game though as well. This is I'm sure, yeah, it is. It is there. Data East. That's Data East logo over underneath the LA. That's Data East. So these are the same people, by the way, who made one of the greatest games ever. Two Crude Dudes, or what's the original name? Oh, I can't remember. It's off. I've lost it. I can't remember at all. But there was Two Crude Dudes. That's amazing game. I loved a bit of Two Crude Dudes. It's fantastic. Just chucking stuff around. The music was good. The do. I don't know if you've ever played it, you know what I mean. But Two Crude Dudes, Data East, beautiful things there. Fantastic stuff. I can't even remember where I was at when I was talking about George Lucas and going somewhere. Yeah, I mean, it must be that there are companies out there that have moved their CEOs to somebody else, or chief executives, or MDs, or whatever else is somebody else to take over the reins and run it. I mean, some of them are family businesses where it's generational. Some businesses they just have somebody to trust, and ultimately, the shares get transferred to them, and they look after the company for the whole thing. Somebody with a similar sort of mindset, not necessarily exactly the same people. I was I think I said I was at a do not that long ago for 25, and that was where the existing MD had decided to transfer the running of the company to his second in charge, who's now the MD. And not a bad choice at that either. Somebody they trust, somebody they worked with for nearly 20 years, and understood the way the business was running. They'll run it slightly differently. Everybody's different. That's the beauty of life. So everybody's different. But sometimes the ethos has to go. I doubt either of those particular people would sell out to a bigger industry. I think they were happy forging their own way. I mean, I suppose that's the old lifestyle business, but it isn't. It isn't. Some people expect. Oh no! Tape error. Reload. Rewind and reload. Not happy. Right. Okay. Let's try loading it. Let's do load code. Let's see if we can do a load code on it. Not load code. Sorry, a load from tape loader. We'll rewind that. We'll try that one more time, and then I'll get the old. I'll see if PlayZX has got it. It may or may not. We might get lucky with the PlayZX on this. Yeah, I would have told them to get stuffed if they came after Lucasfilms for me. I mean, seriously. They you know what they've done recently? They've held off putting out Star Wars figures. It's been very difficult to get them. And I by the way, I only buy bargain Star Wars figures. It's a bit like my collection of I've got it just in case. I'm half tempted to go with the one that I've got here on PlayZX. I think I might go with the PlayZX one. But I'll be honest, they've kind of held off. They've not put out anything new. And of course, now it's Christmas. They're like, well, we better put out some stuff because people will buy them for Christmas. And I'm like, really? There we go. We'll go do off here. We'll rewind that tape while we're at it. But yeah, they've just a whole bunch of Star Wars figures have turned up, and I'm a bit of a, as I say, I'm a bit of a sucker for it, especially because I used to buy them as a kid, and now they do them in the Kenner design. I know it's still Hasbro again, and it's kind of dirty, but yeah. Oh, that's even better. That one loads even worse. Stop. Right. Okay. That one. Yeah. I know. You went mad. Absolutely mad. Yeah. Okay. Load it. Let's do the 48K version. Let's try it again. See if this will load. I'd like this one to load. I don't think it's ever appeared on What's on Tape before. If I have to rewind it again, I'll do it. But we'll go for it. Data East created some really weird games, though. They're also responsible for Bad Dudes versus Dragon Ninjas, classic game. What else were you thinking of that? They just stop. Right, you can stop doing that. We're going to rewind the tape and we're going to try it again from the tape, because it seemed to be going on from the tape. This really unfair that it's not going to load. I want it to load. I tell you what, we've got on the Enterprise Strikes Back first. We'll go that side and we'll do that one, and then we'll give it another try. At least we'll see if we can get something to load. It'll be quite nice if something does load. Might be the Atari version of this. To be fair, I still think to this day, and I don't know if I'm wrong in this thinking. I mean, Atari Star Wars version of it's great, but the clone version of it, 3D Star Strike, is a much better refined game on the Spectrum. It's glorious looking in its play. It's funny though, isn't it, that in the UK also there was a Star Fox game when Star Fox came out from Nintendo. It was I don't did they call it? Did they change the name? I can't remember. Empire Strikes Back. It was great, this movie, because it was so they lost, didn't they? And also this for me, by the way, this kind of dates me as well to some extent, but I didn't go to pictures very often, to be honest. It was quite expensive, so it was quite out of reach sometimes. But this was the first movie I remember seeing in the pictures. First movie, absolutely first. Empire Strikes Back. I think it had already been out, by the way, by this point in time. I just never didn't see it when it first came out, so I was maybe a bit older. But I remember seeing this in the picture for the first time, and that was it. I was a Star Wars fan then forever. When they left, they branded me with the Star Wars logo, and later it said Disney Shill below the bottom of it. But this was it for me. This movie, from literally that part where you're in the snow speeders and they're taking down the AT-AT walkers. Oh, and my friend had an AT-AT walker, and I really wanted an AT-AT walker. He also had the snow speeder, and I used to go around his house with my Star Wars figures and put them into his things. We'd fly around the room and all that kind of stuff. Oh, brilliant. Great days, fantastic sort of playing with those figures. Never was into. Funny thing is, I had weird stopgaps of things. I when everybody else had Transformers, I had GoBots. Do you remember GoBots? It was sort of smaller, and they were. I think GoBots were nicer personally, but that's just a personal feeling. I had GoBots. And also I had weird things like I've got one now. You need to look it up, but I had Micromen. Now you're thinking of the fantastic movie that's linked in the description below, at least to a YouTube channel with it on. But Micromen, they were futuristic cyborgs from Japan. Now you go look for them nowadays; they cost a fortune. An absolute fortune. As a kid, I had loads of them. They used to come from like a local sort of market, where they used to sell them for 50p or something like that, or less, for these figures. And I had loads of them, and I buried them in the garden, and I really wish I hadn't now. So or drowned a few actually as well. But I now finding them. It took me a long time. I managed to find at some point. I went, well, I might. You know what? I might put a picture of it on. If there's enough light after I finish doing this and recording this, I might take a picture of it and put it onto to YouTube's sort of community for you to have a look at. But I bought one. I had one of these things with a motorcycle and the little sort of cybernetic life. It cost a fortune nowadays. So do GoBots, by the way. They're not cheap either. So there's. It just depends what you played with, I liked Mask. Other people like G.I. Joe. Remember G.I. Joe things? They were quite good. Of course, there was Action Man, of course, with the which was kind of cool. But I never. If you had Action Man, please don't take this the wrong way, because you obviously liked them. But I always thought they were like dolls for boys. And I always saw them, and I was like, "What's the difference between that and a Cindy or a Barbie?" Well, it was Cindy back then, but I kind of thought they kind of were a bit odd for me. But that's probably because I was playing with Star Wars figures, which were like, 10 centimeters tall, and there's a G.I. Joe's who's like massive, 30 centimeters tall, foot tall or something in height, So maybe that's the reason why. But I was never big into to Action Man. I was always a sort of a small figure kind of person. I think recently I was saying to my friend I got the from Skeleton Crew. I got the werewolf. I can't remember his name. It's like a space werewolf. It's pretty cool. It's like he's also a pirate, so it's even cooler. Space werewolf pirate. I was looking for the 10 centimeter version. I ended up with a 15 centimeter version, which is the big tall ones in the black in what they call the black editions in the big boxes. He was cheap as well, so I bought him because nobody watched Skeleton Crew, and you should have done because it was actually good. But you all got piddled off after watching Acolyte, and you all went, I'm not watching it. Whereas I didn't watch Acolyte, so I think I was able to watch Skeleton Crew with better eyes. And again, here I am shilling for Disney again. It's just tattooed below the original Star Wars logo. Oh, and there's the music. I don't think this ever featured, by the way, on What's on the Tape. I think this is the first. We've got Don Mark, who, by the way, makes my favourite Championship Football Manager 93. Don Mark, they released it, or certainly they released it. It's got a picture of a sort of like a what's the name of that? Mike. Oh, can't remember his name. Bassett, Mike Bassett style football manager on the front. Awesome. Right, push the key. I pushed the key. Oh, can read to find the keys. 5. Lovely. Would like new keys? Yes. I want left, right, up, down, fire, and fire tow rope. T. No, I'm going to put that on Z. S to start the game. 0 to play. Use the force, Luke. Right, I've got aim. I don't know how the tow rope works, but this is going to be cool anyway. Let's do this one. Instructions, Rebel. There's instructions. There's a manual. I don't want the instruction manual. Let's do this. No bonuses. Darth Vader's executor is searching for the Rebel hideout. Oh, it's vector graphics. Before we had 3D graphics, we had vector graphics, and they were awesome. Oh, look at them! Got to kill the Imperial probe droids. You're going to test everything. I've got a bit of thing for Star Wars figures in the sense of I love a good probe. He sent a message. Shoot the probe droids. I like stormtroopers and I like robots. I'm not so keen on some of the characters. Don't mind them. Depends on the character. What else? What else do I like? I mean, I got a Balin the other day because it's awesome. Jedi. I got J for Jedi. I can't remember what this does. It's like a bonus, isn't it, for finishing a wave? Yeah. Let's kill these guys. There we go in our speeder. Of course, this didn't happen. There's Chewbacca blew one of these up. And it sent a message to the shoot robots bonuses. Sent a message to the fleet. Let's shoot these through the eyes. So remember that. Yeah, there we go. Tow rope. Missed him. Got to shoot his legs, and I missed him with the tow rope. Yeah, that's destroyed. I think the tow rope recharges on top of the screen there, so in the middle, just below the shields element of it. Jedi! Go on, get him. I think I got him. He blew up. There's a bit of chunk there of him. I got him. I got the AT-AT walker. Is it Zach? Is his pork pilot? I think we got him there as well. I think I got him. Go on, get his legs. We got him as well. He tipped. You didn't see him. He sort of tipped over there. We got him. They try to get to the shield generators, you see, to stop them launching their fighters. Fire tow rope, fire! No tow ropes left. Lost the shield. Oh, shot him in the face and got him. I didn't realise you could do that. I suppose that stood to reason, didn't it? Because I shot the other things in the face. Look at that. It's so cool. I am proper Jedi shortly. Miserable bunch that they are. Yeah, what did I say? I was talking about figures, wasn't I? I did. Yeah, I'm very much into Stormtroopers and we're now the Millennium Falcon escaping. Yeah, Stormtroopers, droids. I like droids. I like things that are anything to do with Darth Vader and Anakin Skywalker. I like. What else do I like? I like stuff to do with Ahsoka because I'm a big fan of Ahsoka. So that's why I've got a Balin recently, which is I like that because that's the Ahsoka TV series. I did like Ahsoka as a. Oh, here we go. Hide on the edge of it, pretend to be garbage, and just float away. Yeah. I'd like that one. What else? What else? Yeah, I don't tend to collect a lot of figures. I don't collect the main figures. I don't collect. Avoid colliding with them. I don't buy like Han Solos and things like that. I've got some, but I don't search those particular characters out. I'm as I say, I'm more interested in the hidden sort of side characters as well. They're just kind of. I think they're just more interesting, realistically. I mean, we know who the main characters are. We like them, but I do. Don't tell me the odds, kid. Oh, sugar. There we go. Do we get another J for another Jedi? Yes, I did. We avoided the asteroids and we escaped. There goes the Millennium Falcon. Awesome. No bonus on this stage, though, even though we got all the letters. And it repeats. We do the same thing, but it gets harder and faster. Shoot the fireballs. Yeah, it gets harder and faster. I think the Jedi is giving us more power for a bit. Seems to be a little power up on the centre of the screen going up and down. I shot down that, so it delayed the transmission to his ship. Oh. It is good. Great game. I shot it down again. I'm Jedi again. I'm getting J for Jedi. That wave is over. No. Good game. Played it in the arcade. Comes with like a little yoke, isn't it? They call it, isn't it? The thing that you sort of fly with in a plane. It's called a yoke. Nothing to do with Dizzy, of course. Nothing to do with him. I was thinking the other day, though, these companies, a bit like Chronosoft and things like that, who do put out Spectrum games, still produce them. And I don't know whether it's possible. It feels like somebody's missing a trick. I'm sure it is possible because I know that the people at Retrogames, I think it's Retrogames Limited, people are putting out the new Commodore Amiga, the A1200. One which I'm really looking forward to which actually is Monday. If you can pre-order Monday, the 10th of November, if you're watching this in 2025, that is. They're gonna release those shortly to people to tow rope explosion. Get him! Oh my God! Flew through that. The front tow rope going to hit the one there. Look, it's not missed that one. It's going to get that one. That was awesome. I missed one, got the other one. No wonder I'm a Jedi with that one. Yeah, so the people who've done that, they actually sell Spectrum games that they bought the IP for on sort of Steam and other digital platforms. I just think that some of these modern retro homebrew ones, there must be some way to easily get them on there, and so that people can play them who might not want to. I suppose getting an emulator isn't that difficult, is it? But I suppose that there is, if you need to sort of, I guess it would be kind of cool, I guess. Another revenue source for those people doing small games. Maybe? Don't know. Me just speculating here away. Oh, I got it anyway. I was gonna try and shoot its legs, but I couldn't. These games are so good. This is a different level of games back in the day. I'm gonna die now. Oh, I got him. He's down. Shields are gone. Shields are gone. Fire tow rope. Tow rope is fired. Have I got him? Go on, get him. Missed his legs. No! I've got tricks flying through his legs. Ah! Let's see if I can do another trick fly. Yeah, more trick flying. Firing the tow rope. I got him. Game over, though. He's got me. Got me with the final shot there. I missed the shot. I was too busy shooting at them. I was 2 minutes busy sort of smashing them down off the ground. That was so much fun. Can I write my name in? How do I do that? Oh, got to shoot him. D-E-M. That was cool, peoples. So good to get a bit of Star Wars in there. I don't think that's ever appeared on What's on the Tape. Certainly that version of it. Let's see if we can do the last mission, because it genuinely will be our last mission. Excuse the dreadful pun there. Very bad pun. Is it just me, or are these episodes getting longer? I'm sorry. You have to waffle with. Listen to me. You have to waffle with me. We just got to waffle together. Somebody said to me, I can't remember who it was in the comments, they said that these are excellent podcasts. Well, thank you, first off, that they're an excellent podcast. I don't know how you change them into a podcast on YouTube, but I'm sure you can just put it on and listen to it, I guess. Because I do a lot of describing, don't I, what's on the screen, don't I? So I suppose I'm kind of saving you the effort. You don't even have to look at the screen. Which is also a benefit, because you don't have to watch me playing dreadfully. I was awesome, by the way, on Empire Strikes Back there. I was just, like, amazing. You've never seen piloting like it. It was like the Empire didn't... I mean, I broke it. The score was gone. The whole machine was exploding. It was on fire. Honestly, it was endlessly brilliant. It was like perfection. Oh dear, it's like me and the Super 20p arcade challenge that I do, which is obviously arcade games, and which is good fun, and that's not going to load. That's not. Don't even start doing that to me. No, we'll try it again. One more go, and then we're calling it a day on the last mission because I can't. The last mission is definitely turning into a mission. So, but I do this on the 20p Arcade Challenge. I literally the thing we've been doing the challenge for nearly it's probably going on nearly 8 years now. It was definitely 7.5 years where we changed over to the super version of it. It's been at least a half a year since then. So yeah, we've got 8 years. We've been doing a 20p arcade challenge, super 20p arcade challenge, where we play arcade games. It's selected by somebody. It's a little bit of a challenge of sort of skill. It's like longest run or highest score, that kind of thing. Playing old school games as well. And I think that the problem I have is I really love playing sort of arcade games, but I treat them like they were meant to be treated back in the day to some extent. Obviously, they want you to feed coins in, but they were also the thing that attracted your attention. It's there flashing, it's there making noise, it's doing its thing, and it attracts you over there. It makes you put 10p in, it gives you long enough to play for 3.5 minutes, and you're happy. Or it's 20p, and you get 3.5 minutes to 4 minutes worth of play. And it's perfect. It was just lovingly done. You've just enough time to play it, not tons of credits and things like that. So that's what 20p trials is. 22p trials is basically 2 goes. And that's how I still play the games to this day. I even, we played Shinobi this week, and I've played Shinobi before. I've played Shinobi many, many times. Still rubbish at it. It doesn't make me any better at it. And I'm not going to spend tons and tons of time at it. And we do get a chance to practice on these games. But I just don't, I still play them like I used to play them. I used to go in arcades and do that. Unless it really grabbed me. The only games that ever grabbed me really in the arcade, to the point where I'd come and put lots of content. Well, actually, I lie. There's quite a lot that really grabbed me. But there was things like Time Pilot. There was Super Pac-Man. I liked Super Pac-Man a lot, by the way. That was quite one of my faves. We had things like obviously Outrun was out there as well. Operation Wolf there was, which is by the way awesome with the little Uzi on it. We've got things like Mercs, which I adored. Snow Brothers, brilliant game. There was lots of arcade games that I really loved playing. Art of Fighting when we're Neo Geo days. Oh, Robo Army. There's so many. Honestly, that when somebody said to me once that obviously by the end of the first year that the challenge will be over and we'll not have any games left. I'm like, are you kidding? When you actually look into it, I don't know how many arcade games there were, but I know that there's at least 50,000 arcade games. 50,000 plus. Might even be, there are so many blooming arcade games out there that it was so popular back in the day. I'm going one more time because I'm chatting to you. But they were so popular back in the day. I think we're just going to see the title screen though. They were so popular back in the day that there was that many built. Lots of Japanese ones, lots of American ones. Do you know what? There's even a small contingent of Brit-made arcade machines. These things did exist here. However, we had the homebrew market and we had home computers. We really, 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 really loved those. I think if I'm going to be honest, this is how it kind of went. You had sort of Japan and all them there, and the US. Obviously, they're not that far away when it comes down to it. So they were big into their arcade games. They had consoles as well. They were very much into that. Whereas Britain and Europe and even Eastern Europe and over into the what was the Soviet bloc back then, that was computers. We were computers. This is our computers. That was the reign of computers. Computers were great because they provided a way to produce cheap media. So we didn't we didn't suffer in the same way as the other markets. We were really into creating your own games. I mean, that was so true when you had a type-in that came, that taught you how to make a sort of a pinball machine or a slot machine or a version of chess that was dreadful and easy to beat, or drafts or some kind of arcade game of some sort, or some mini shooter or variation on Pac-Man. We were doing all of that while they were busy sort of building arcade machines. But even in that small amount of space, I'm very articulate right now. My hands are all over the place. I'm wiggling my hands and I'm making sort of big sort of signs here. But the point about that is that these things were really, really, really big in those countries. They were really making loads and loads of games. It was so good. It was so good. There was so. I always, the tragedy of all of this is that so much of it is lost to time. And where are all these old arcade machines? They'll be rotting in a warehouse somewhere, or broken. Some are saved. This is why, again, I go with the whole thing that as collectors we are the custodians of history. We need to, and also I think that, if you haven't got and I'm going to say a Bluesky account rather than an X account, that you should be showing off what you've got. What have I collected? What's important to me and important to somebody else as well. From my little Microman thing to my Star Wars figures of old, because I've got some old ones as well. I've got, I'm literally looking at me right now is R2D2, an old version of R2D2 with the mud on it when you got the mud version of it. A undressed Sandman because somebody's lost his jacket along the way, and I saved it from being probably binned by somebody. These kind of things. It's beautiful, wonderful history. It includes whether you collect tin cans with a Quadro label on it. Well, nobody makes that anymore. These kind of things, they're just not going to make them anymore. And some people are collecting it. They go into sometimes they end up in museums. But the bulk of this stuff, I'm glad some people are keeping these things. I'm glad people are saving them. I know somebody saved an arcade machine recently as well, and I was an original one with 3 boards in it and a swapping option, and I was like so pleased to see this cocktail style one saved. It's just wonderful. And unfortunately, it looks like the last mission is the last mission, unfortunately, and we're stuck at the old 1982 Amstrad rather than the Sinclair sign. Sorry about that. Don't look at it. Put your hands over the screen. Don't look at it. Don't look at it. Look away. It's an original one. But anyway, but with that, that's it. We're over for this week. But come back next week because there's more. There's more good stuff going on, and have a look at some of my random indie stuff. There's some. I'm hoping to put up. I think it's Evil Egg this week coming up, and I do recommend that. It's free. Do you like free? I like free. It's free forever, and it's a fantastic little arcade shooter, and it's on Steam. I would highly recommend picking it up if you haven't already. But it's free, and it's going to be free forever from the developer. It's really good. Got a Robotron stroke Berserk vibes, so really good stuff coming up. And if you're new to the channel, go have a look at the old stuff. There's tons of it on here. It can be watched in any order. Don't worry about the episodes or the series. That was just me labelling it incorrectly because you don't really understand it. Just have a look at them. Just watch them. They're so much fun, even from right back at the beginning, right through to now. Anyway, I've been your host, RealGenericDemon. Thank you for watching. Please feel free to like and subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next video. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye now.